folks, and welcome back to the channel. When I did the solo run out to Finke in 2021, I went for a walk to check out the different campsites and setups that people had, and it got me thinking, if ever I came back to Finke, I'd like to do it in style, with a caravan and bring Monya and Rex. Well, I got myself a toy hauler caravan, so let's make the dream come true. Let's go. And at the time we were living in Bangor, South Australia. So I only had 1,300 kilometers to get up to Alice Springs. And this time also we had much more time. We had a week to get up there. So this is what I learnt from last time. You gotta have time to stop and smell the roses. On the first day, we left in the afternoon, so we only did 250 kilometers and stopped in Pimba for the night. We're in the Pimba, a little bit wet, a little bit muddy, but what do you do? Pimba is close to the turn-off for Woomera. The Woomera, established in 1947. My mate Murray ran the service station in Woomera for years, and he told me a heap of stories about Woomera, so we thought we'd go in and check it out. Back when the Americans had their base there, the population was around 5,000. Now it's down to about 130. For those that don't know, Woomera was a missile and rocket range. Something went wrong with this rocket. I'm sure a stoner would have been involved. Yeah man, I forgot to do up the bolts. Oh shit man, you fucked up. They don't test weapons here anymore, but there is still a world-class launch site in operation. They launch satellites into orbit and do stuff like that. A local bloke told me a story about a French rocket that blew up on the launch pad and caused a lot of damage. The bloke reckons he could see the blast from his house. But anyway, it's all fixed now. Cuba Pedy, the opal capital of the world. We stayed 2 nights here because I wanted to have a bit of a look around. Around 150 million years ago, this whole area was covered by ocean, and the silica sandy minerals formed into opals. That's what it's famous for. You've got mines everywhere, as far as the eye can see. We stayed at the caravan park in the center of town. It was very handy because you could just walk everywhere from there. Thanks. Look, there's a drinking fountain here. Yeah, Chicho. Aspetta. Underground church. It's estimated that about half the population of Cuba Pedy live underground. One afternoon we went out to the Cancun Breakaways Conservation Area. It was quite unique, very beautiful. It's one of the longest structures in the world, 5,600 kilometers from coast to coast. Monya, is this better than Roma?
It's different. It's your land, I can't say something wrong, but it's different. It's different. Here you can breathe freedom. In Roma you can breathe boots of boots of tigre. Il ciccio mio! Il ciccio mio! We go? Vieni con me? Vieni, dai.
It's very windy out here. My original plan was that once we got to the Colgera Roadhouse, we're going to turn right and head into Apatula from there, the southern end of the Finke racetrack. So they have a football carnival there on the Saturday. It's supposed to be like very interesting to watch. We pulled into a rest area near the Colgera Roadhouse, start setting up the van to camp for the night. Go to switch on the fridge, won't turn on, won't work on gas. What to do? So that meant we had to go to Alice Springs and try and get the fridge fixed. We arrived in Alice Springs on a Thursday afternoon, but the number one priority was to get this fridge fixed. So I searched online and found the refrigerator mob, so I just went round to the yard. So I walk inside the office, the only one in there is the boss, and I say, you know, the problem, can someone have a look at it for me? He's like, yeah, no worries mate, I'll have a look at it. So we take the van into the driveway and he starts pulling apart the fridge, but it was getting late in the afternoon now. So all the other technicians, like they're driving into the yard at the end of the day, they see the boss working on the van, they come over and start giving a hand too. So at one stage we had I think 5 technicians working on it. Anyway, they cleaned the gas line out and got it going again. So crisis averted. Thanks to the TDC Refrigeration Electrical. Top blokes, mate. We ended up free camping at the same spot where I stayed last time, out near Simpson's Gap. There's the Serenity. So lovely. So I don't know if you want to tie him up or...
Yes. Stay here, Stay here, Stay here, Rex.
Let's just go at the back on that side. One, two, three.
Good boy. Good boy, amore. Good boy. You're a good boy. You are so good boy. Yes. Yes, you're so good boy. Good boy, amore. Good boy.
Birthday boy. Should have had a cake and some candles.
You have a candle? I have a candle. I can make a pulpit of kangaroo with a candle. It's okay, Rex. It's okay.
So lovely. Well, later on that morning, I decided to go for a bit of a ride and explore the area. So I was riding up the road when I saw like a dry creek bed. So I thought, oh, maybe go for a ride up the creek bed without doing any reconnaissance firstly. Big mistake. The sand was that soft, it just sunk right down in the bike. So as soon as I got off the road, I only made about 10 meters, and that's it, I was stuck. So pulled my helmet off. I'm looking at the bike, scratching my head, thinking, what am I going to do now? I didn't even have my phone on me, so I couldn't even call Monya. And a couple of cars drove past, but I was still in a state of shock that I didn't wave them down or anything. But one of the cars must have seen the look of distress on my face, and he actually turned around and came back. So the guy pulled up, he's like, do you need some help, old chap? He was like a proper English gentleman. You could tell, well spoken, well educated. This guy went to Eton College or something. He wasn't that old, probably in his 30s. So anyway, he had to drive up the road, park his car, and then walk down. As his bloke is walking down to give me a hand, I'm thinking, this is gold. This footage is going to be fantastic. So I left the GoPro running. I got us spinning the bike around on the ground. I got us lifting the bike back up. Had the GoPro facing backwards, so I was walking beside the bike and he's pushing from the back. Had the traction control switched off. I'm all dusting him out. I'm thinking, this is fantastic, this is golden. And what happened? SD card shit itself. I lost it all. The joys of the GoPro. Anyway, my English friend was a redhead, a ranger, as we call him in Australia. And this whole episode only took maybe 10 minutes to get the bike out, but the poor bloke was already turning pink. But really nice guy. I thanked him profusely, and yeah, so lovely. Englishman saved the day. A few more people like him out there representing, and maybe England might win a tournament. Oh! We stayed in this spot for 2 nights. On the Saturday morning, we left Rex sleeping peacefully in the caravan, and Monya and I went in and had a look at the Simpsons Gap National Park. We ended up doing a tour with Tony, the park ranger.
Oh man, so that's the male. Where's the wife? I'm looking for both. Oh, yeah, I'm looking for the wife.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one too. So at night, that's their reflective. Yeah, it's very hard. It's very, very, very hard. But it's just
But almost impossible to capture in a,
okay.
you know, you need one of those Ken Duncan panographs.
You got that. You got to see it. Yes. So I've actually seen Reggie come through. Reggie moved to him.
I can't see.
On Saturday afternoon, we went out to the racetrack and picked a spot to camp. Check out the angle on that bank. It looks okay on the bike, but it was a little sketchy with the caravan, I can tell you. The footage of me driving in here with the caravan was lost, so I'm recreating it now on the motorbike. But this is the same path that we took. This most of the people had already left. These poles signify the line of distance that you must stay back from the track. Spectating at Finke back in the day was a little bit different. It all changed after the fatal accident in 2021. On the Sunday evening, Monya and I took Rex for a walk and walked down the track a little bit.
Been driving on dirt roads, that's what happened.
They don't give a shit if they have a wheel.
Sheperd.
See, most caravan. Yeah, look at this mobile. Look at the wheel as small is. Look behind as small is compared to the whole body. This I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It seems
Like a zingery.
no, it seems unbalanced. The weight is unbalanced. Give me your hand.
Down the racetrack. Watch out for the corner, Chicho.
This is the area where I was camping in 2021. It's a restricted area now. No spectators, no camping, nothing.
Do the corner, do the berm, son. Taking the inside.
Remember how clever he is. Of course, take inside. Take inside to cut. Right? Click, 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 click.
Eccola, 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 eccola.
Yeah, cut, bam. Very good boy.
What face you do, Monya?
Nothing. Only for you.
Chicho.
One freaky thing that happened on Saturday was I was standing here beside the track and a buggy broke down right in front of me and it pulled over to the left there. So I see it as it's pulling in. It's sponsored by TDC Refrigeration and Electrical, the blokes who helped me out on Thursday. Yeah, unfortunately the drive shaft or a piece of the suspension had broken, so they were out of the game. But what do you do? Well, that's the end of part one. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.
Okay, ciao.